Welcome to the Word for Life podcast, a daily devotional covering the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation.
In Exodus chapter 16, God provides manna for Israel. According to verse 13 and 14, manna was thin flakes like frost on the ground that fell on the desert floor. And according to verse 31, it was white like coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey. Israel could bake or boil it. Essentially, this was bread from heaven. But God did not give this manna in abundance. God gave it only on a daily basis, so Israel had to gather it every day. And in verse 16 we read that they could gather only one omer each day for each person. That means they must not take extra. But on the sixth day of the week, they can take 2 omers because the seventh day was Sabbath. There was no manna on the seventh day, so only on the sixth day they could store extra manna for the next day. Why did God give so many instructions? In verse 4, God says, "In this way I will test them and see whether they will follow my instructions." You see, God wanted to test Israel's obedience. In Egypt, Israel was obeying Pharaoh's instructions. Now they are free, but they cannot think they are under no one. They now belong to God. They are God's people and they are under God. They are not slaves anymore, but they need to follow God's instructions. In the future, God was going to give them the book of the law. So now, God was preparing Israel in obedience. By following God's instructions regarding the manna, Israel was learning an important truth. They are under the authority of God and they cannot live as they please. Did Israel obey these instructions? In verse 20, we read this. However, some of them paid no attention to Moses. They kept part of it, that is manna, until morning. But it was full of maggots and began to smell. So Moses was angry with them. What about the commandment about the seventh day? This is what happened. Verse 27, we read, Nevertheless, some of the people went out on the seventh day to gather it, but they found none. Then the Lord said to Moses, How long will you refuse to keep my commands and my instructions? Friends, every society needs to follow a set of rules for everyone in that society to live peacefully with each other. For example, we have road rules in our country. We all need to keep left when we drive. But what if no one follows that rule? There will be chaos on our roads. God's people live by God's rules. Israel was called to live as a community of people. They will live peacefully with each other only if they live by God's rules. Friends, disobedience has been a general challenge for human beings ever since Adam and Eve disobeyed God. But God, like a good father, constantly trains us in obedience.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Word for Life podcast.